Hello, you're watching Hornbill TV's Prime Time. Now headlines. Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw announced on Wednesday that the Union Cabinet has accepted a recommendation by the High-Level Committee on One Nation, One Election. 13 private schools in Nagaland are set to be closed. This decision was taken the previous year on December 15 during a state-level education committee meeting. However, the notification for the closure was officially released today, September 18, following no objection certificates from the respective district commissioners. Nine people, including a child, have been killed after handheld pagers used by members of the armed group Hezbollah to communicate exploded across Lebanon, the country's health minister said. Scientists have warned that a more contagious variant of COVID-19, dubbed XEC, is spreading more rapidly across Europe and could soon become the dominant strain. Now for the news in detail. The Union Cabinet has approved the proposal for simultaneous elections across the country, aligning polls for both the Lok Sabha and state assemblies, Ashwini Vaishnaw announced on Wednesday. The decision follows months of deliberation and comes after a high-level committee chaired by former President Ramnath Kovind submitted its report on the One Nation, One Election plan. The report, which was presented before the Cabinet on Wednesday, lays out a comprehensive roadmap for the implementation of simultaneous elections. The panel had recommended conducting concurrent elections for the Lok Sabha and state assemblies as a first phase, to be followed by synchronized local body polls within a 100-day period. The proposal aims to streamline India's electoral process by reducing the frequency of elections, which are currently staggered over multiple years of different levels of governance. It is also seen as a cost-saving measure with the potential to significantly reduce the financial and administrative burden of frequent elections.
नेशन वन इलेक्शन में जो हाई लेवल कमेटी की रिकमेंडेशंस थी उसको एक्सेप्ट किया है. हाई लेवल कमेटी recommendations on one nation, one election, on simultaneous elections, those recommendations have been accepted today by the Union Cabinet. And as you are aware, 1951 से 1967 तक इलेक्शन साइमल्टेनियसली होते थे. उसके बाद में 1999 में लॉ कमीशन ने अपनी 170th रिपोर्ट में रिकमेंड किया था कि वन इलेक्शन टू लोकसभा एंड ऑल लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबलीज इन 5 years होना चाहिए, जिससे कि देश में डेवलपमेंट चलता रहे. जो बहुत सारा खर्चा होता है इलेक्शंस के कारण वो न हो, बहुत सारा लॉ एंड ऑर्डर और क्रिमिनल जस्टिस सिस्टम जो बाधित हो जाता है, बिकॉज पुलिसमैन आर टोटली डिप्लॉयड इन मेंटेनिंग द इलेक्शन लॉ एंड ऑर्डर, वो सब जो बड़ा एक बहुत बड़ा एक डिसरप्शन रहता है वो ना हो. और एक तरीके से जो आज का यूथ है और आज का जो भारत है, जिसकी एक एस्पिरेशन है कि डेवलपमेंट तेजी से हो, चाहे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर का हो, चाहे एजुकेशन का हो, हेल्थ केयर का हो, चाहे एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज का हो, चाहे मैन्युफैक्चरिंग का हो, उसमें इलेक्शन के प्रोसेस से बार बार जो बीच में एक तरीके से उन सबको एक स्मूथ तरीके से डेवलपमेंट चलता रहे. और इस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से बार बार ये रिकमेंडेशन, ये सजेशन देश में जगह जगह से अलग अलग फोरम से आया है. पार्लियामेंट्री कमेटी ने भी 2015 में अपनी 79th रिपोर्ट में कहा था गवर्नमेंट को कि सजेस्ट मेथड्स फॉर साइमल्टेनियस इलेक्शंस इन 2 phases. इसीलिए हाई लेवल कमेटी गठित की गई थी अंडर द चेयरमैनशिप ऑफ श्री रामनाथ कोविंद जी, the former President of India, and that committee extensively consulted a broad spectrum of stakeholders, including political parties, judges, constitutional experts, large number of experts from various fields. इन सब के extensive consultation के बाद में एक रिपोर्ट सबमिट की थी. वो रिपोर्ट आपको ऑनलाइन अवेलेबल है, ये वेबसाइट आपके सामने रखा हुआ है. और आप यहाँ से ऑफिशियल वेबसाइट से डाउनलोड करना. साइबर सिक्योरिटी इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट, राइट?
13 private schools in Nagaland are set to be closed. This decision was taken the previous year on December 15 during a state-level education committee meeting. However, the notification for the closure was officially released today, September 18, following no objection certificates from the respective district commissioner. The private schools that are to become defunct include 5 from Kohima district, 2 each from Mokokchung and Zinupoto, and 1 each from Pek, Longleng, Newland and Dimapur. The schools to be closed down are Pinewood School, Schola Lodges Eastview Home School, Assembly of God High School and C.D. King School Jotsoma in Kohima, King David School Futero in Pek, Logos Home Academy, Imsu Tumjin Memorial High School in Mokokchung, Christ King School in Longling, Public School Dohoi Village in Newland, Zion School Gachari Gaon in Dimapur, Little Star School Aizuto and Christian School Aizuto in Zinupoto. According to data from the USIDE Plus 2023-24, there are currently 771 private schools in Nagaland. Most parents prefer to send their children to private schools, and it is evident from data that shows 66% of Nagaland's student population studies in private schools. However, a private school, unlike public schools, runs with private investments, which are most of the time ultimately garnered from school fees. This leads to enrollment of students declining and the schools begins to struggle. It may be mentioned that some of the schools that are set to be closed are old ones, some of which have celebrated their silver jubilees and had produced very impressive high school leaving certificate examination results in the past. The iconic Tuberware, which is popularly known around the world for its plastic food storage containers, has filed for bankruptcy after struggling for years due to its falling popularity and financial issues. The company has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, which allows companies to solve their financial problems by restructuring. Tuberware has historically sold to consumers only through so-called direct sales, most commonly at Tuberware parties, similar to cosmetic company Avon's business model, and only began selling in Target in 2022. The 78-year-old brand empowered women to enter the sales business. Even though the brand was once a household name, it became less popular with younger consumers in contrast with some of its competitors. Tuberware shuttered its only U.S. plant in South Carolina this year, resulting in 148 layoffs, according to a Worker Adjustment and Retraining Notification Act filing. Tuberware shares have plummeted 74.5% this year and last traded at just 51 cents. We'll take a short break, so stay tuned for more news.
It only takes one prick of a needle to save lives. Get tested for HIV.
परमात्मा और प्रकृति की असीम अनुकंपा की भूमि उत्तर प्रदेश देश में है विशेष। असीमित संभावनाओं वाले उत्तर प्रदेश के 25 करोड़ नागरिकों के विकास को डबल इंजन सरकार ने दी है नई रफ्तार। सुरक्षा, शिक्षा, चिकित्सा और स्वावलंबन की विभिन्न योजनाओं के क्रियान्वयन से उत्तर प्रदेश बना है देश में नंबर 1। गरीबों को मुफ्त राशन, जरूरतमंदों को पक्का आवास, सर्वाधिक शौचालय निर्माण, निशुल्क गैस कनेक्शन का उपहार और एमएसएमई क्षेत्र में अग्रणी राज्य है नया उत्तर प्रदेश। देश में सर्वाधिक पीएम किसान सम्मान निधि मिलने से अन्नदाताओं के चेहरे पर है मुस्कान। नए भारत में नंबर 1 उत्तर प्रदेश, जन कल्याण में विशेष।
Welcome back. Scientists have warned that a more contagious variant of COVID-19, dubbed XEC, is spreading more rapidly across Europe and could soon become the dominant strain. According to the BBC, the new variant was first identified in Germany in June, and since then, the XEC variant has emerged in the UK, US, Denmark, and several other countries. Experts have said that the new variant, a sublineage of the Omicron variant, has some new mutations that might help it spread this autumn, although vaccines should still help prevent severe cases. The XEC variant is a hybrid of the earlier Omicron subvariants KS 1.1 and KB 3.3, which is currently dominant in Europe. So far, 500 samples from 27 countries, including Poland, Norway, Luxembourg, Ukraine, Portugal, and China, have been found to contain XEC, The Independent reported. Experts point to the strong growth of the variant in Denmark, Germany, the UK, and the Netherlands. Professor Francois Ballo, director of the Genetics Institute at University College London, told BBC that although XEC has a slight transmission advantage over other recent COVID variants, vaccines should still offer good protection. But he also added that XEC may become the dominant subvariant over the winter. The symptoms of the XEC variant are similar to those of previous COVID variants, including fever, sore throat, cough, loss of sense of smell, loss of appetite, and body aches. But since it is still only a subfamily of the same Omicron lineage, experts say keeping up to date with vaccines and booster shots would offer sufficient protection against severe illness and hospitalization. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has also advised people to practice good hygiene and take steps for cleaner air. .19% voter turnout was recorded till 5 p.m. in the first phase of the Jammu and Kashmir election. 7 districts voted today in 24 assembly constituencies, contested across the Chenab Valley districts of Doda, Kishtwar and Ramban, as well as the South Kashmir districts of Anantnag, Pulwama, Kulgam and Shopian. Polling were peaceful and incident-free according to the Election Commission. This is the first assembly polls since the abrogation of Article 370 in August 2019. Manipur Congress on Wednesday sought clarification on claims made by Union Minister Amit Shah on talks between Meitei and Kuki groups to resolve the crisis in the state, and stated that there was no transparency and no evidence of such talks on the ground level. State Congress Working President K.H. Devbrata Singh told reporters Centre needs to provide details of the groups involved in the dialogue, as there are numerous groups in the valley. Talks with one group alone will not be sufficient. It's hard to believe that dialogue is ongoing, as nothing could be seen on the ground level. He demanded to know who are the groups involved in the dialogue. Singh also demanded clarification on the circulation of a document signed allegedly by Secretary N. Geoffrey to CM, stating that 900 trained Kuki militants have moved to the nearby hills of Imphal Valley and is planning to carry out a multiple coordinated attacks on Meitei villages around September 28. On the recent clearance of the One Nation One election, the Congress leader said it will be very difficult to implement in a country like India with a huge population. Last time there were 90+ crore voters. To give sufficient protection to all polling booths will be very difficult, he added.
Which made people worry, particularly those living in the fringe area and the foothills. And against this backdrop, government of Manipur neither denied nor take any action, nor clarified for the action taken for writing the letter. Inaction of the government is really worried in public interest, and we condemn the silence of the government. Secondly, we come to the point of the Home Minister Amit Shah in his press conference yesterday, an occasion celebrating the 100th day of the third Modi government, in which he said, peace is prevailing in Manipur, and that illegal immigrants is a root cause of all the problems in the state. Further mentioned, the central government is in dialogue with the Kuki and the mighty groups, and also said that he has already framed a roadmap for bringing peace into Manipur. We demand who are the stakeholders, to make it open and transparent, who are the stakeholders of the dialogue from what the communities. While the Chief Minister claimed day before yesterday in a function organized for at the Amju regarding his anniversary, the Chief Minister said clearly that the war is not against the cookies, it is against the illegal immigrants and the drugs. But the Home Minister's statement little deviate from what the Honorable Chief Minister said. In the same function, the Chief Minister also said that foreign help is involved in Manipur. The arrest of one KNA-B cadre established that a foreign help is involved in Manipur crisis. So, on one hand, we are demanding to the Home Ministry and Government of India to make it transparent who are the stakeholders, because either in the valley or in the hills, the stakeholder list is very large. There are a lot of stakeholders. I need not mention who are the stakeholders, everyone knows, it is common sense. But in hills also the same thing happens. So it is a very tricky statement made by the Home Minister. And thirdly, coming to the point of the involvement of foreign aid. Today's paper carries news about thousands of arms being recovered by the state, police and the central forces together. And of that, 30% are weapons which Government of India security forces or central security forces and the state forces are not able to use. They are very highly sophisticated weapons. Our point is, this must be sufficient enough to prove that a force behind the attacking warring militants in the state. That must is enough sufficient evidence to tell and claim that a bigger force is behind the militants who are warring against the state. And that this was not in the, say, Amit Shah's statement, which would have been had the government of Manipur timely informed the central government. And this concerns Congress party.
We'll take another short break, so stay tuned for more news.
The ABC for HIV prevention.
गरम ते पेट और मन के ठंडा रखे तो की मुखी खाली मीठा है लगे इदु हेल्दी আছে UHT treated और सफा भी আছে थर्ड इदु फ्रेश আছে और मजा भी वाओ केविंटर लस्सी मीठा भी हेल्दी भी
केविंटर लस्सी मीठा भी हेल्दी भी
Welcome back. 9 people, including a child, have been killed after handheld pagers used by members of the armed group Hezbollah to communicate exploded across Lebanon, the country's health minister says. Iran's ambassador to Lebanon was among 2,800 other people who were wounded by the simultaneous blasts in Beirut and several other regions. Hezbollah, which is backed by Iran, said the pagers belonged to employees of various Hezbollah units and institutions and confirmed the deaths of 8 fighters. The group blamed Israel for what it called its criminal aggression and vowed that it would get just retribution. The Israeli military declined to comment. Hours before the explosions, Israel's security cabinet said stopping Hezbollah attacks on the north of the country to allow the safe return of displaced residents was an official war call. Many Lebanese were in a state of shock and disbelief on Tuesday evening, unable to get their heads around an event that was unprecedented in scale and nature. Hezbollah said an unspecified number of pagers, which the group relies on heavily for communication due to the risk of mobile phones being hacked or tracked, exploded at around 15:30 local time, 12:30 GMT in the capital Beirut and many other areas. We hold the Israeli enemy fully responsible for the criminal aggression, Hezbollah said in a statement on Tuesday evening. This treacherous and criminal enemy will certainly get his just retribution on this sinful aggression from where it counts and from where it does not count, it added. Lebanon Prime Minister Najib Mikati also blamed Israel for the explosions, saying that they represented a serious violation of Lebanese sovereignty and a crime by all standards. In Lucknow, the Chaff Foundation on Wednesday organized a program for the acid victims. On the occasion, people from all walks of life participated in the program organized for acid violence awareness. In the program, organized at Shiro's Cafe, everything from the acid attack to the victim's treatment and the rest of his life was discussed in detail. The objective of the program was to make efforts to stop acid attacks and spread awareness among the people. Apart from this, the acid survivors, doctors, journalists and other people participated in the seminar.
आज हम जहां बैठे हैं, मैं छाव फाउंडेशन का शुक्रगुजार हूं, आभारी हूं। हम ही नहीं बल्कि हमारे पूरे समाज को होना चाहिए कि जो आज वो इनिशिएटिव 2013 से करके इस मुकाम पे लाया है कि हमारी बहनें अपने दम पे खड़ी होकर इस बात के लिए फख्र करती हैं कि हमें अब इस बात की चिंता नहीं कि हम कैसे चलेंगे, कैसे रहेंगे, कैसे जिएंगे। लेकिन हम जिस समाज से आते हैं, चूंकि पत्रकारिता मेरा पेशा है, उसके तहत मैं ये मानता हूँ कि मैं या हम जो पत्रकारिता से जुड़े लोग हैं, हम सिर्फ आपकी आवाज़ हैं। आप जहाँ भी आवाज़ उठाएंगे हम वहाँ हैं। सवाल ये है कि आपकी तरफ से जैसे छाव फाउंडेशन ने आवाज़ उठाया, शिरोज बनाया, तो हमने इसको पूरी दुनिया में पहुँचाया। आप थाने में आवाज़ उठाएंगी, वहाँ भी हम मिलेंगे, हॉस्पिटल में आवाज़ उठाएंगी, वहाँ भी मिलेंगे। इसके साथ ही मैं ये जरूर कह देना चाहता हूँ कि आज की तारीख में भी, जैसे कि हमारे बड़े भाई पवन सिंह ने कहा कि न्याय की बात थी, आज भी मीडिया ही एक ऐसा तंत्र है कि जिसके वजह से आप उस मुकाम तक पहुंच पाते हैं जहां न्याय मिल पाता है। अगर ये मीडिया ना हो तो आज भी चाहे जिस वर्ग के लोग हों, चाहे जिस समाज के लोग हों, कहीं कुछ आपके करने के लिए नहीं होगा। ये अपने आप में बहुत बड़ी बात है कि एक एसिड अटैक विक्टिम्स का FIR नहीं दर्ज होता है, ये किस न्याय की बात है? वो अपने आप में साक्षात प्रमाण है कि उसको एसिड विक्टिम हुआ आप FIR लॉन्च कर दो, और वो भी हम नहीं कराएंगे। जब छाव फाउंडेशन जैसी कोई संस्था हो या स्वयं थाने से आवाज लगाइए मीडिया को, मीडिया आपके पास खड़ा है। जैसा कि अभी भाई साहब ने बताया कि आपके पास सोशल मीडिया है, एक बार कहीं बाहर करिए, मीडिया आपके साथ है। आज की तारीख में भी जो कुछ भी इस देश में अच्छा हो रहा है वो मीडिया है।
आलम में जिंदगी की उड़ान भरती थी, कुछ सपने में, कुछ हकीकत में जिया करती थी। न जाने जिंदगी के कितने अतरंगी सपने चुने थे उसने, न जाने कितनी ख्वाहिशों के ताने बाने बुने थे उसने, पर उस रोज के एक पल ने सब बदल दिया। एक वहशी दरिंदे ने उसके जिस्म में तेजाब के जहर को भर दिया। जिस्म ऐसा झुलसा कि आईने के लिए भी पहचानना मुश्किल, जिस्म ऐसा झुलसा कि आईने के लिए भी पहचानना मुश्किल। अब कौन रह जाए, किससे मिले, किससे कहे? दुनिया नजर आने लगी है तंग दिल। अब लड़ रही है वो वजूद बचाने, इंसाफ पाने की जंग। उसके लिए अब समझना है मुश्किल कि कौन पराया है और कौन है संग, कौन पराया है और कौन है संग। तो ऐसे में आलोक जी जो लोग हैं, ऐसे लोग आते हैं तो एक बड़ा हौसला बनता है। ये पहली बार मैंने शायद कुछ कविता।
That's all for now. Keep watching Hornbill TV.